Okay, hello and welcome in everyone. My name's Sugi Yamagawa, and today on VTubing my slow life hobbies in my 30s, we're outside getting destroyed by the sun, and we're gonna split some firewood. And hello and welcome in, Mr. Spock. I hope you're having a great Sunday. The local weather originally called for partly cloudy day, followed by full cloud cover later in the afternoon. And apparently now the morning is just going to be absolute full sun. So it's Sunday. Yes, it's Sunday. And it is also Father's Day for all the dads out there. So happy Father's Day if you're a dad out there. And oh, hello, Akira. Ooh, pancakes. Yes, we will make pancakes later. But first, we're going to split wood. It's kind of going to be, this is going to be kind of like the lumberjack day, sort of, where we're gonna split wood and then make pancakes. I did one of these streams last year, and I really wanted to squeeze another one of these in before the weather got like too terribly hot. Now, granted, I'm probably gonna be working up a hell of a sweat, and I fully expect that. But I'm also gonna get something done, so that's one of the fun things about all this is, hey, I get work done. So, splitting firewood. One of the most important skills in splitting firewood is learning to read the log, the wood. For example, this piece, I have all this area here and on down. This is all dead wood. It can be very brittle. It's not going to want to split as well as fresh, alive wood that I have on this side. I'm having a coffee and waiting for Bright Eyes to lay an egg, all for breakfast. Granted, fresh egg for breakfast sounds great. And also, another big thing we have to worry about are these guys. Wherever we have a branch coming out of our log, that's going to create a knot. And that is going to cause our wood to not split. It's going because the wood grain gets all twisted and bound, and it's not straight. It doesn't split well. So, we've got dead wood on this side, and we've got a knot on the other side. So, there's gonna be a degree of challenge with this first one. But my game plan is to strike right here. If I strike here, it keeps me away from my knot down here. And I have good, alive wood that my axe is going into, and that's going to help me make the split. So, let's see what we can do. Ooh! Nice. So, we got a nice crack starting to form there, and a crack forming there. So we give this another hit, we should be good. And like that. So, now with this split open, you can really see all the mycelium that we had going on in this dead part. And that's basically the fungus. So, in this area where we have all this fungus happening, that's dead wood. And then over here, that's live wood. Now, for firewood purposes, wood that gets a little bit too rotten by fungus will burn, but it will not burn as well as actual, like, good wood. It burns very quickly. And I suspect that's because the fungus has been, like, in the wood, breaking down the nutrients in the wood. So, this is a pretty good chunky piece. And I need to break this down more, or leave it as is. I'll leave this piece as is. And then over there's where I'm going to be making the pile of everything. So, we had a pretty good split. The first one. And I think right here's going to be my target. Still have our branch over there. So we're going to go and try and make another. What happened? Woohoo! Nice, 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 nice. So, so this is pretty chunky, a bit more than the palm of my hand. So I'm gonna try and split it down this way. So, my axe just got right into the tip of that, and that really stopped me there. How many pieces would you reckon you need for the fire? So, stuff at this level, it really just depends on how long I want to keep the fire going. So, more pieces for more time, but to just get a fire going, usually about 6 pieces. Hold on now, I'm getting tired. It must be time for a beer break. Well, Mr. Spock, with the additional heat and sunlight that I'm being exposed to, I will start drinking beer a little bit sooner. However, though, I am going to get through my oolong tea before I get to that point. But hey, if you want me to take a hydration, I'll take some hydration. I am very pro on the hydration. So, I'm going to aim for the same spot, but a little bit further down. Trying to make sure I don't get my axe stuck in that other piece. Woo! Oh. Oh. Well, that's a piece. Let's see. Should got a bit more table space. So, got that. And then we got this nice little piece. A good little piece of firewood there. To the pile. So, now we have this guy. Kind of big, kind of a little chunky. I want to split them. So, I'm going to try and come right about a little bit here and try to just glance the side of that knot. And hopefully, they'll play nice with me. So I got a smaller piece than what I was intending there. So another way you can kind of work around a knot is the knot's going to be most twisted closest to the bark. Whereas you get closer to the center of the log, what's called the pith, usually things get a little bit more friendly for you in terms of how the wood's going to want to split for you. So I'm going to go ahead and try and do a cut like this, just because it's a little bit too much of a massive wood. When you break your wood down into smaller pieces, you create more surface area. And when you do that, your wood will dry quicker. However, though, big blocky parts take longer to dry, but they will also burn longer because more surface area helps drying. More surface area also will cause them to... Ooh, look, cardinal. Nice. So, surface area helps dry time, but for longer burns, you would probably want something like this. But I kind of try to... Because some of these pieces, I have a lot of gnarly pieces of firewood that I'm gonna have to, that I cannot break down with the axe. So I have to break those down with the chainsaw, and those I leave on the larger side. So a lot of the stuff I split with an axe, I try to break it down, get it into smaller sizes, because I will have some large size stuff that just comes from the chainsaw. So, got my axe in there, and I've got a pretty good split going. So to keep that split going, you just pick it up. Well, that did not work out. But sometimes if you get your axe buried into the wood enough, you can just pick up the log, slam it down onto your chopping block, and you can get a pretty good split going. You can finish it that way. This. Now it's stuck. And then I can break it apart. So. Hang out, please. Oh, now we have a much smaller piece. So, with lots of good surface area, and you can kind of see the base of that knot that we have there. So that's actually the base of that knot. Then we have another knot here where there was another branch. Oh yeah. I did basically pick through all my logs I had chainsawed up. And I have picked my easies for most of the stream. Just because I want to get good splits, because that one broke down pretty well. Some of these other ones are going to be a bit of a challenge. Oh. Have another kind of biggish boy. We have 1 knot, 2 knot, 3 knot. Small knot there. But these are also not super big pieces. They're not super long. I got a couple of longer ones. The longer ones will be a little bit more of a challenge to split. But I think for this guy, we've already got I've got a real nice crack going this direction. I got beer today, might be doing the track car races. It's the expensive card club that's racing today. Ah, okay. Cool. Actually, later today, I might be helping a friend cut down a bush. That's part of my later plan, so I'm gonna try and do a split down on this side. I'll see what I can do. Woo! Oh man, that's nice. Nice for me, probably. Sorry, not too much of a view for you guys. Ah! Was off on that. There we go. Nice. Off. Now, as we can see, we have some stringiness. Got some stringiness that's holding these two pieces of wood together. I like to take advantage of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let my log hold my piece. So that way I can do a split down the center, because this is a little bit too big. I want to make that smaller. Now I have 2 very nice, manageable sized pieces of firewood. It's always fun to break things down in such a way to where you make it easier for you. Oh my gosh. And also, not sure if actually, I don't think I've pointed this out yet. But I do want to point this out. This is oak firewood. Well, it's oak wood. And oak is, yeah, actually, measure once, cut twice. Nah, measure twice, cut twice. So, oak has not only like the standard growth rings, but it also has these really long lines that go across the rings. this is something oak does. These are called ray cells. So the rings, those xylem cells, they basically transport water in the tree up and down. These ray cells, they transport water and nutrients laterally through the tree and the wood. And oak has very big, very distinctive ray cells. So whenever you're looking at the end of a log, you can tell you're looking at oak if you see those really big ray cells. It's really distinctive of oak. So, what I'm going to try and do now is I'm going to try and do a cut here. I probably need to move this log after this, but I'm going to just try and take easy things and stay away from my knots. Woo-hoo! Ah. So, I think this piece is going to be a little bit too big. So we're going to break it down. And broken down we did. See, we got a nice, squarish, good little chunk. Also have really nice coloration between the sapwood and the heartwood of the tree. Pro tip when you're sniffing your logs, sniff the heartwood side. Heartwood side smells better because there's a lot more extractives in it. 420 alert. Oh, okay. Well, you enjoy that, and I will enjoy tea. As boy, oh boy, I enjoy tea. Tea is good. So, I'm seeing a little bit of a knot here. But I have really long grain going this way before it turns. And if you can really hit those spots, it usually wants to split on you. So I'm going to make that my next target. Woo! Let's see. I repeat that. Nice. Ooh. Oh, okay. Come on. Get out of there, X. So, see how we have this, like, dimple here? There's an old knot way back down deep in there. Also, because this knot was so close to the end, really didn't even hold us back. Which is great. Now, I'm just going to chuck that on the pile. It's a bit on the biggish side, but it's not like terribly big. Well, I think there. Take a knife. I haven't chopped wood for 20 plus years. Oh, you're missing out. You're missing out. It's fun. I mean, I think it's fun. Granted, I'm a weirdo. I mean, granted, you guys know I'm a weirdo, but I like chopping wood. It's fun. Ooh. Okay. So, that felt very resistive. Don't have a chopping axe. Well, it's easy to get one, so I think It actually might be the side of a knot. I think rather than trying to take a square off, I should take a triangle. We'll try a triangle. See what that does. And I was really off on that. Granted, one of my issues is muzzle trying to miss the webcam. Ah! That's what I was aiming for. Ooh. Okay. So, we got this nice split that wanted to go, but the rest of it didn't want to go. That's because we're getting held up on the other side. This piece wants to go. This wants to stay. So, in this case, I think this is the time for the wedge. You're supposed to flip it over when it gets stuck. All that... That's more parlor trick. That's more parlor trick. I mean, granted, it's a cool parlor trick, but a bit beyond my realm. So, I'm going to set my wedge here. And that's going to allow me to expand this split and this split. Just like that. So, we got a lot of stringy wood. When in doubt, add more wedge. Just keep adding wedge. It went with metal. Damn shame. Okay. Oh. Okay. A wedge is cheating. Yeah, and who encourages me to cheat, Mr. Spock? Who asks Sugi Yamagawa to cheat the most? But yeah, we had a little bit of a side knot there. That's what was holding us. Granted, what's really cool about this piece is all heartwood. So it's going to burn really well and real hot. And also, helicopter, can you please, like, go do your helicopter things elsewhere? So, I don't have a lot of wood here. So, hopefully, make a nice split like that. Ideally. Hopefully. Like, on one hand, I want things in frame. On the other hand, actually. Because here's the thing. I literally have an inch. I don't have a lot of clearance between the camera and where I'm trying to strike. So I want to open up that room a little bit more. I don't want... Because if I hit the webcam with the axe, the stream might be done. Because I actually don't have a backup webcam at this time. But yeah, so it's a little bit more centered and focused. And I won't hit a webcam. So, let's give this another chop. So, on this one, our split went around the knot, which is great. So, Let's do a second strike. And hot dog. So, I generally like this as a piece of firewood, but it's a little bit bigger than the palm of my hand. So I'll break it down a little bit more. And this is going to be an easy. Or so I thought. Oh, you grew scared of me, Log. Too bad. Violators tricked me. She didn't lay an egg. Oh no. But yeah. One more piece. One more piece. There you go. Let me grab another one. So, we have ourselves a tricksty trickster. Got a real sharp angle here. So, thinking this line here is a pretty good line to split. And we'll get that split, and then we'll try and take some other stuff off. Looks sunny. It is. I'm in full sun. 100% full sun. I don't even have shit. I'm not even under the shade sail. Also, that's granted the shade sail is actually the reason why things look very orangey. Because that's what the shade sail does. It makes things the color of the shade sail. But yeah, it's pretty sunny. I'm kind of hoping... Actually, granted. Speaking of, like, sun. Gloomy overcast here. I wish it was gloomy overcast. It'd be better. Be better weather for this work. Be better to not be in the sun. But for those who don't know, today is also the solstice, which is the longest day of the year. So today is maximum sunshine day. So my goal, we're gonna do a cut, and right there is actually the center. There's the pith, where all the rings radiate out from. So even though you've got all this amount of wood here and a smaller amount of wood here, that's the actual center. So I'm going to try and cut through that. So far, so good. And third strike. Also, you guys can tell that I'm absolutely terrible aim with my axe. I just have the worst aim game. So I'm gonna try and cut this. That should give me 2 good pieces of firewood. And let's see, how do I want to do this? We'll do it this way. There we go. So this is looking a little bit on the big... Oh, duct tape fixes that. Yeah. I just can't be bothered. That's my problem. I just can't be bothered. I don't have as much time in my life. I don't have as much free time as I wish I did. If I had more free time, I'd stream more. So, definitely had a little bit of a side of a knot there, but nothing terrible. So, nice stringies. Which, stringies like this This actually makes great tinder for starting fires. Because I'll save these and I'll use these as tinder for starting future fires and such. But those go kind of over in a separate area than the main firewood stuff. Okay, so since I see I have a knot down here right next to the side of my head, I'm going to focus a little bit more here and see what we can get going. Now with the wood at the steep angle, it's past noon in Newfoundland, time for a beer. Oh, what time do we got? Oh, nah. I'll wait. Honestly, I'll split this, and then I'll get a beer. We'll get this guy taken care of, and then we'll get a beer. Okay, so pretty good split. Cracked across. Let's try to replicate. Replicate successful. So, this piece is a bit too big, so we'll break it down once more. And look at that cute little piece of firewood we got there. Good splitting wood. I've cherry-picked the best pieces. Also, this wood's fairly green. So, I don't know. This wood's kind of chunky. We'll have a few. I'm okay with a few chunky boys. No knots. But yeah, like, this is literally what you want to see when you're splitting wood, is just nice, long, straight grain. That is what you want to see. So, I'm going to try and do this in half. And there we go. It's kind of big. We'll make it smaller. Oh, that's a nice little bit of a chunky bit. This piece. Well, now got this boy. This nice little piece of wood here. So, I think we'll try to do this we'll do it in half. See what we get. You know what? Let's see. Just because you asked for it, Mr. Spock. I think that's actually my first time trying that technique, too. And be a muscle. And the muscles win. Because muscles are good. That's actually like one of the best things about splitting firewood is really great for your muscles. So I'm going to break this down a little bit more. There's that classic Doogie cannot aim worth, well, words. But yeah. There be a really nasty knot. Then we have this nice, like, thin piece. Which, pieces like this will dry out very quickly. Woo! Pick them! And I am a man of my word. One moment. Mr. Spock, I drink this beer for you. I'm having Dos Equis. I didn't like splitting the logs. That took forever. Never used a wedge thing. Parents used to burn wood for heat. Had to chop cords of wood. Yeah. Me, I thankfully can say I just do it for funsies. Well, for the fire pit. And also, I will be getting a wood-burning fireplace insert sometime later this year. Well, I've saved up enough money right now to where I feel comfortable going around and starting to get some boats. Oh, my favorite when visiting Mexico. They don't sell it here anymore. Oh, yeah, it's not as common as it used to be around in my neck of the woods, but I can still get it. But when I really first got into drinking beer, this was like one of my easy go-tos. Like, it's just so good. Especially, and also, like, doing work like this. Oh man, like, this is just great working men's beer. Granted, that's the downside with all this sun. Sun's bad for beer. Sun's very bad for beer. But I do have a nice shady spot next to the computer. So, I also want to polish off my tea. And then we'll get back to doing more. I'm cracking a local Crawler Gold beer. Nice. Very good, very good. We definitely like our beer around here. Actually be fun to find more beer enthusiast VTubers and maybe do a collab and have a conversation about beer. I would like to do that. That'd be a fun thing to do. Okay. So, once again, we have really a good looking piece of wood here. Really good looking piece of wood. I like the look of this wood. Not really seeing a lot of knots in the side, which is really great. I have a really lopsided pith. Pith is not centered in the log, but that gives me really wide, gives me really good growth rings to strike into. So I should be able to do like a really good split right here. I'm suspecting like right here. But yeah, let's see how this guy wants to split. Got some resistive thoughts. He's a little bit convincing. But split it shall. Oh. Since I've got a pretty good split going on both sides, I'm just gonna do a couple side splits. Ooh, there is a small little knot down there. I think I'll try to go for 3 pieces out of this. Ooh, I like that. I like that. Okay, can I split that up? Okay. It has pictures of a Nova Scotia Retriever Retriever on the can. It's a local purebred dog. My parents had 2 of them. One was a trained duck dog. Huh. Okay. It's a little bit of a chunky piece of wood, but that's fine. To the pile. Oh. This is still held in pretty good. So I'm gonna re-aim for that split here. Try and open this up a little bit more. I think main hold up now. It's here. That split doesn't go all the way through. I can fix that. We can fix things here. A bit better than that. I can do better. I know I can do better than that. And that's better than that. That's what better than that looks like. Yeah. That. That's good looking firewood right there. Yeah, I gotta look into that crawler retriever. It seems like a cool dog. Granted, retrievers as a whole are just good dogs, I think. Yep. Okay. We had a little bit of fun with that. Maybe a little bit too much fun. Oh, FlashVid, hello and welcome in. How's your Sunday going? Me, I'm currently exposed to way too much sunlight, but otherwise, the firewood smells great. A nice little triangular piece. Good so far. Good to hear. I gotta say, me and Mr. Spock have already got our first respective beers for the day. And I keep knocking my piece off my stand. Way too many options. Way too many good options. Way too many good options for splitting. They look like fox ducks. No, foxes don't like water. Once there were ducks in the pond, she went along the edge of the water doing a dance. The ducks swam closer to see what was up, and then she jumped. Ah, neat. Very neat. Cool. Okay, well, that just went off into oblivion. I'm happy with that, though. Ooh, wait a second. Ooh, okay, okay. This might get interesting. I see 2 piths. We have 2 piths. That means this side's gonna be this still. Versus this side, I have 1 pith. So I want to work from this side. So about split right about there. And once again, I can't aim. That's what I want. But it definitely felt resistive. But we we did get a good split going down, so hopefully a third strike. A third strike in the same spot. Ah! Now it's opened up. And then I'm gonna break this down. I can keep my axe out of the other piece. Whew. Ducks flew away, and I held up a stick and yelled, "Boo!" She was looking for the duck to fall, probably. That was a bad hunter. Oh, man. That's okay, that's good fun. That's really good fun. So, nice good little bit of firewood there. Here. Oh. Here is our second pith. That's the little hollow out of this piece. This is why I worked it from the side I did. And sometimes that's actually something you gotta do when you're splitting firewood. You gotta really investigate the wood. So there's that one pith. There's the second pith. So since that was so early in the log, I was able to get a really good split going and put a lot of pressure against that point. Now, if you flipped it over and tried to do it from that side going down, you would have to fight past the little nub down there to get a good split. And really, splitting firewood isn't really all that hard. It's just a lot of looking at the wood grain, reading it, and just trying your best. Yeah. Okay. Just spontaneously come apart on me. So, one good piece. Two good piece. And a third good piece I can't pick up. Granted, I gotta say, Dos Equis is great beer for this. So, let's tackle a little bit of a challenge. So, the problem with the breeds is their hips get really bad arthritis in their back legs. It affects them at about 10 years. Oh no, it happened to both dogs at the same age. Oh. Oh, sorry about that. Okay. So, this next piece is a bit of a challenge piece. We have, once again, dual piss on this side. We have quite a few knots on one side. This side seems to be reasonably clear. It's big. Ah, this ain't big. I considered that piece back there on the ground earlier. That's medium. Also, it's got this blackishness to it. And I think that's rot. Rot's bad. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. We're singular pithed on this side, so we're going to be sending our axe into this side of the log. So we got some kind of like wavy grain stuff going on, but I have some really straight, really parallel growth rings. Really parallel to this rotten wood. I hope it was free. Oh yeah, well actually, technically, I paid $20. I paid $20 for this wood. That was because, and I paid $20 because my last drop of firewood I got was soft maple, and I don't like soft maple. I don't like burning soft maple. It doesn't make good coals. A cord? Oh no, no, this was just an arborist load of logs that they had that they just dropped off in my driveway. They just dumped it in my driveway and left. Like, arborists, they cut down the trees. Then they have to get rid of the trees. And then, because there's this really cool service called Chip Drop, and what Chip Drop does is it pairs people. Hardwood is the best. Well, here's the thing. Soft maple wood is technically a hardwood. However, though, it's a riparian tree species. So there's actually 2 species of soft maple, red maple, and silver maple. I've heard that before. Yeah. So red maple and silver maple are 2 of the maple trees that grow around me that are classified as soft maples. Then there's hard maples. The hard maples are the sugar maple and the black maple. I actually have a black maple growing on my property. I also have a red maple. That's elm wood. It's a soft wood, I think. Elm is a hardwood. So the whole distinction between softwood and hardwood is whether or not the tree is an angiosperm or a gymnosperm. Gymnosperm meaning naked seed. Angiosperm is a tree that actually produces true flowers. So your softwoods, for example, are going to be pine, spruce, larch. A lot of your cone-bearing needle leaf trees are your softwoods. Cedar, for instance, is a softwood. Whereas oak, maple, elm, sycamore, cottonwood, all the rest of those trees, those are all hardwoods. And then like oak, for instance, there's like 3 dozen species of oak in eastern North America. Really learn something every day. Hey, I mean, that is like, if I can have like people come in like time after time and them like learn one thing every time I do a stream, then I'm proud of what I'm doing as a streamer. Even though I mess around with wood way too much. But yeah, so the soft maple doesn't make really good coals because it's a very quick growing species. However, though, oak's a little bit more slower. This oak I actually think this is a pin oak, and the reason why this tree was actually taken down was because it was showing some signs of disease. And that's kind of one of the issues with pin oaks is, I mean, they get planted a lot because they grow fast. They're a fairly quick growing oak. But their issue is that things that grow quick also die quick. There's Dennis Morty Python skit about trees. It's funny. Oh gosh. I just love trees. I love trees. I love planting trees, pruning trees, doing walks in the woods, splitting firewood. Like I just genuinely love trees, and well, a big part of that was also at one point in time I was a forestry major, so gotta say I am very deeply tree pilled to a fault. So, but I'm really excited for this oak because it's going to burn a little bit hotter than the soft maple that I currently have in my stock of firewood, and it will produce better coals. And really, the better coals is a big thing I really want, because with better coals, I can do a lot more stuff with my Dutch oven. It's really hard to... I really have to babysit the Dutch oven when I'm burning soft maple, because the soft maple doesn't produce coals for very long. Like this oak firewood, especially like the heartwood and some other like really choice parts of the tree, will produce coals that will burn for like an hour. Versus the soft maple, its coals only burn for like 30 minutes, so it's going to give me a lot more working time with my coals when I'm doing campfire streams. So, granted, none of this oak is probably going to get burned until late this year, really late this year, like winter. Like, I'm going to be running actual heating, and then, but it will also make really good wood for the house when I actually get the wood-burning fireplace insert installed. Because when I get that installed, then I can burn this stuff, and this will just kind of help my heat pump out a little bit. Because I want to condition my house with the heat pump and also wood. Be my dual options. Because the heat pump has an electric heat kit in it that just eats electricity. I think my biggest energy bill... I had one energy bill over this winter that was like $130, which I'm sure some people are like, well, that's like normal energy bill. My energy bill for the past 4 months has been like $15, so... because I have solar panels. And basically, the only aspect of my energy bill I actually have to pay for is the connection fee. The huge elm tree is 300 plus years. I gotta cut some branches off that are scratching the middle of the roof. It's annoying at night when it's windy. Ah, yeah. Also, elm is a species of wood that is a pain in the... is a PETA. It is a pain in the butt to split. It's very resistive of splitting. Now, granted, that was also a reason why elm wood was used for old-style wooden wagon wheels. It was real resistive to splitting and could really handle the forces that would be on a wooden wheel. Okay, I think we've been yapping too much. I gotta split firewood, man. I gotta split wood. Ooh, that's nice. One strike brought that crack through and through. That's good. That's really good. And then the second strike expanded it. That's the sound of it letting go. Oh. Got ourselves this big wide piece here. I think I'll... you know what? Been breaking some of these big white pieces into like 3s. We'll just do 2 for this guy. Oh. One more. That's good splitting wood, no problem. I picked the easy logs for today. I did cherry pick my wood. Uh-oh. There's gotta be a knot. There's gotta be a knot. Or not. Oh. So, looks like there's a little bit of something happening down there. With this, it's just a little bit too much. A little bit too bulky. We'll make it less bulky. And now it's less bulky. Oh, let's get our friend up here. Our friend has a knot. Bit less than ideal, but is what it is. I'm gonna just try to go get a small piece off like that. Yeah. Oh. Floppy. Floppy, Sugi. Let's see. Ooh, okay. Unnecessarily exciting. To collect some wood around the property and have a bonfire tonight? Yeah! Bonfires are good. Now, I'm definitely starting to see some knots. My backside. This is gonna get more challenging. Hello, Zerzon! And once again, I see you are an appreciator of the fire. Well, we certainly appreciate that around here. So I'm gonna try and go for there. Woo! Nice. Also, are you having a good Sunday, Zerzon? Good weekend so far? Let's see. Can I muscle this guy? I saw the knot on the backside, and that's not gonna get muscled. It's gonna get treated like that. Okay. That most recent split managed to circumvent. Went kayaking yesterday. It's been good. Oh, nice. Yeah, I actually went to my local area's Renaissance Fair yesterday with my sister's family. Got some good cider. Got to see a whole bunch of nerds in their natural habitat. Being nerds. It was a pretty good time. Okay. I think I'll do right about in there. Not bad. Not too bad. See if we can replicate. Okay. In the event of the skill issue of aim, that is what wedges are for. That is literally what wedges are for. Because that's where it wants to split. And it's a little bit hard sometimes getting the axe in the right position. Wedge comes out off the side. Did a little. So, pretty good. Pretty clean piece. That's what I like. And we still have a couple branches on this side. A little bit concerned about that, but I think I'll try and do a cut right here. See what I can accomplish there. Okay. Oh man. This piece just feels dense and heavy. Feels real good. Like, man, this will make some great coals. Also, wood smells amazing. Really like the smell of oak. It'd be nice one of these days if I could get my hands on some white oak. Because this is a red oak. Which, I mean, oak's pretty good firewood. Generally, all around. But white oak is like next level. Granted, the problem is with white oak, if I were to actually get my hands on it, I might be tempted to turn it into carving projects. Ooh. It just does not want to stay on that. But it will sit on the other side, so let's see if we can. No. Hoping for something better. But I'll take it. Two good little pieces of firewood. Woo! Now, time to have. Oh no. Oh no. We're down at the end of the beer. What do we do, guys? The Dos Equis is gone. No. Let's find another victim. Okay. Next victim. Got a little bit of a knot down here, and a lot of reasonably clean wood. Another knot right there. Couple knots. However, though, it does have it is wanting to split right here. So that is going to be my target point for that. So I'm trying to aim for that. A little bit off to the side. But that's fine. We got our split going from one side to the other side. It wants to split. And split it shall. Okay. So we're gonna just take quarters and chunks, all sorts of good stuff. Get the big piece and the smaller piece. My ex cut a huge tree down on her property. I wanted to keep the trunk for carving. It was a huge 30-foot long. Told her it would have to sit for a few years to dry out. She said no, and that was that. Oh man. To lose some perfectly good carving wood. But yeah, if I ever got my hands on some white oak, I would love to carve that. That split didn't quite go as planned. I might have to throw a wedge into it to get it to do what I want it to do. But honestly, I'm just going to keep playing with it. I'm overreaching. And that wasn't an overreach. If I can get my aim right. Be my biggest issue with this is getting the aim down right. So, I have a chunky boy. Kind of big. But a few of those are fine. Now for this, got given away and cut up for firewood. Oh. At least firewood's still a good home. of these days, I would like to get my hands on some, like, actual, like, weird wood. Like black locust. I have a small chunk of black locust I got from where I volunteer at. But I'd like to get my hands on more. Black locust is exceedingly rot resistant. Like the cedar I play with for a lot of my outdoor project streams. Oh, it's been a really good firewood. Not firewood. It's really good outdoor use wood. But black locust is like a level higher. Not bad, not bad. Sorry, guys. Ugh. Sorry for sending chunks of wood flying at you. Sometimes because I really like to gauge the amount of power I think it's going to take, but sometimes I put a little bit too much power into it. Or in the case of what I just done, classic example of too little power. Woo! Am I gonna have to wedge that, or muscles alone? Aha! Muscles win the day. TDD, dude, time 420. Damn, that's a little chunk of firewood. I think I can make this guy a little bit smaller, too. I do want to make this guy a little bit smaller. Question is, do it. Gotta ask it a lot, and ask it very politely. How it wishes to sit on the chopping block. So, okay, let's do a full swing. You know what? We'll try this angle. And that's what they call a swing and a miss. Okay. Second attempt, failed miserably. So if it doesn't want to split on one side, always flip it around. Ask the other side. And sometimes it'll play nice. Okay. So, my iPhone has lost its mini heat shield. I am going to grab that heat shield. Because if it sits in the sun, it will overheat. And honestly, that's also one of the biggest pro tips I can give to other VTubers. If you do stuff outside, shade your technology. Your technology will be deeply thankful that you shaded the technology, because otherwise, if you don't shade the technology gets hot. Perhaps a wood splitter is in your future tools to buy. Oh no, I don't... The thing is, I don't process enough firewood to, like, get a wood splitter. But I will get myself a West 6 IPA. Also, I just like... The thing is I genuinely enjoy manual labor. It's good exercise. Also, when I drink my beer, when I do this stuff, my body is burning the beer calories. So, helps me burn beer calories. Looks tasty. Yeah. It's good. It's a good IPA. It's like, it's really to style. It is an American IPA done to style. It's great. But yeah, we actually have a couple more. I think I reckon I say we've got about ourselves maybe like 5 more pieces off camera to split. And then we can get into like actually like making pancakes and making lunch. So honestly, got a real nice pile of firewood already. Granted, the fun thing is if you can get like great big rounds, like stuff bigger than that, man, you can split so much firewood out of like one round. Like one round will just yield so much wood. It's incredible. So. Got ourselves a biggin. Not really seeing a lot of knots. Which is good, so. Should be pretty good splitting. I think I'm gonna try a line this way. See what I can do with it. And honestly, I'm just gonna chuck an axe into it and see how it behaves. But, not sure if you guys can see, but that split really going through that log. Oh. One of my wedges got underneath the splitting. Hit the big split. I'll try. It's going well. Going real well. I think that is it. I think this split is really well formed. So it's now time to make it smaller. I think I might wedge that just to make my life easier. Because the tip of my axe is getting into that next piece and it won't want to split well. Because if the tip hits this part, it keeps the axe from bearing. Used to have a sledgehammer to hit the chopping axe. Oh. Mr. Spock, I do own a sledgehammer. That's actually what I've been using to hit the chisels with. That's my chisel. That's my, well, not chisel, but my wood. The wedges. I hit the wedges with that. Ooh. Oh, so close. Poorly balanced. Hang out. Okay. Okay. The equalizer. Oh. Actually, speaking of wedges, this one's gonna I'm gonna wedge it. Is this easier to do it that way? I like easy. I don't always make my life easy, but sometimes I pick up a wedge. Oh, okay. So it's really holding on that side. Big nail. Nope. Nope, Irie. It is a wedge. It is a wedge. It splits the wood. Also, I hope you're having a good Sunday. Place. And good old place and pool. And that's another piece of firewood. Pull the pile with you. Okay. Now I gotta figure out how the rest of this is going. Which is probably gonna happen with more wedge action. More wedging. Wedging. The wedge wins all fights. I like the wedge. The wedge is my friend. It helps me. Helps me split firewood. Woo! My son's supposed to pick me up for the races. It's getting late and probably not going to happen. Aww. Sounds like you need to bother your son. Be like, hey, Dad wants to go to the races. Don't beat it in with your fists, Sugi. You're not an anime character. I'm finally getting over my cold. Not able to breathe for a week. Oh, gosh. Not breathing is bad. But good to hear you're getting over your cold. You should tell to Andrew you gotta bother your son with the annoying cats. Yes, you must bother. This is the second week of my cold almost over. Oh gosh. Stay safe, everyone. This is very square. This is very square. It's square. It's square like me. It's just like me for real, for real. Okay. I do want to make that smaller though. So I'm gonna just set it off to the side. I need to do something. Set up. I've been having tools slide underneath my log. When the tools get underneath the log, then the log doesn't want to sit still right, and it makes me... Did the cat treats work, Sugi? Okay. Bit of a story about that. Oh. I did spy one of my cats that hang around my property. And I saw him, he saw me, he ran off. And I took the cat treat bag, which, I mean, I've got it on me. Actually, here. He kind of ran away up onto my porch, so I set a few cat treats onto the steps, and then I walked away, and then I checked back like an hour later, and the cat did eat the treats. So hopefully I can run into him more often and just like lay treats in places. And if he's like, okay, wait, if I see Sugi, so I want the cat to think, if I see Sugi, there's food. That makes, and cat likes food, so Sugi is good because Sugi results in food. I think it's going to be a process. I fully expect it to be a process, but I am optimistic. Okay. So, Pith is here. The cat should just attend your cooking streams as if he wants food. Oh, well, the cooking streams are going to kind of be on the back burner for a while. Just because it's the summer months. It's hot. I don't like heat. I mean, I can tolerate. Honestly, I handle heat like my electronics. I can tolerate a portion of it, but once I get so much heat, it's insufferable. Damn, I wish I had more cloud cover. Gotta play it cool, cats. We'll seek free food, yes. So for my next splitting here, I have some really parallel growth rings here. I'm gonna try and target those for my next attack. Well. Not necessarily my intention, but if it wants to split, it wants to split. And it wants to split. I like being an enabler. It's fun being an enabler. I should stop throwing around my wood. Oy, oy. I tried to do the trick. And I failed. But that's fine. Both my cats are spoiled. They get perpetually purring when I'm around. Aw, man. Spoiled kitties. Man. Fuck, he just spoils his kitties rotten. So, this is about the right thickness I want. So I'm just probably gonna chop. Should be pretty good. Now, the axe I'm working with here, this guy, is not technically a splitting maul, so I'm not supposed to strike the back with a hammer, because the steel isn't meant for it. So, but I got really good start splits here. Come in with my wedge. I'm going to use my wedge to finish them off, to finish the cuts off. If I can have two hands. Oh. Dog. Pile. Plug. Pile. I like making piles of wood, man. Yeah. Nice, good little piece of firewood right there. Granted, the nice thing with this guy's all heartwood. I love the smell of fresh split oak. So good. So incredibly good. Oh, thank God for having oversized hands. Oh yeah, since you know like every goddamn do you know how to clean animal bones? I found an owl that passed away and I was hoping to collect the bones for creepy home decor. Oh man. Oh man. So, thank you very much for that compliment. Granted, I haven't gotten into using animal bones for creepy home decor. I mean, granted, I do like the idea of you using an owl skeleton as creepy home decor, but that's actually outside my realm of experience. I know it sounds like I actually have every damn hobby, but actually I don't. You keep cats and dogs from scratching or chewing things up. Put a tiny bit of mint toothpaste in their mouth. They will worm through the mouth and freak out at least 5 minutes. Then they put a tiny bit on anything you want not touched. Works good. I mean, I imagine if you're just... I don't know what state your skeleton is in. I'm assuming it's fairly desecrated. Well, yeah, desecrated, i.e. fairly dried out. I would probably suggest a weak bleach solution. But I'm sure you're also talking in terms of like getting like the feathers and the skin off the bones. Which, yeah, that's outside my realm of experience. Now, granted, you've now given me the idea of just having an owl skeleton in my house, and that sounds cool. Darn it. This is how I end up picking up more hobbies, as I hang out with you people. Now, granted, you're great people to hang out with. They're so far away. It wasn't me, though. Lamel, but someone hit it in front of my house. Oh, no. Poor owl. You're not wanting to sit, right? This way? What? You happy now? You happy? Stay happy. Stay happy. Because I'm about to put some happiness inside of you. And that is how you insert happiness in the wood. Wood just loves steel. Aw. I was hoping to embed that. Actually, what state's my blade in? Funny enough, I actually used my new grinder to clean the blade up on this guy. And it's cleaner, it's better, but still needed the hair bit work to be really sharp. But it was really fun using the bench grinder. Next victim. Oh yeah. Spock, I use mint abstracts as a more natural home mouse repellent. A lot of animals hate mint. good to know. One of the things I actually need to do around my house is... Part of me doesn't want to say what I'm about to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. And that is, I need to spray herbicide around some areas of my property. Well, mostly around the perimeter of the house. Because I've got so much Virginia creeper trying to crawl up, trying to grow up onto my house. I would really like it to not do that. Because it degrades the brick. I see an owl in the ditch once. It was really light. Tried to get a wing feather, but needed some pliers. Ah. Oh man, people collecting questionable things. Must be really great at parties. Ooh. That's what I like. Ah! That's poor aim. That's really poor aim. Okay. Spin it around. I gotta head back to work. Good luck cutting more wood. Well, you have a good day at work, Ari. Ah. But yeah, I'm gonna have fun cutting wood. Also, where are your safety glasses? Today's more of a safety squints kind of day. You know? You gotta live dangerously. I mean, hey, I was just at the Ren Fair yesterday, so... It seems logical. Oh. But yeah, I'm just gonna be rocking the safety squints. I mean, I'm not... Now, if you really wish to see something dangerous, here's one of my other wedges. And sometimes this is called mushrooming. If you hit this with a hammer, these pieces of metal can fly off at high speeds and hit you in the face. It's not good. Don't get hit in the face with shrapnel. Ah. Looks old. Yeah, it's a little bit old. I actually got it from... Oh, poggers, don't hurt yourself. But that's no fun. I like hurting my... Well, I don't know. Light hurting myself is fine. I got the... Oh, wait. Ah, there it is. I actually got a small cut moving a piece of wood and just like hit the side of my legs. Now I gotta go before I'm late. Have a good one. You too. You have a good one. I gotta fetch that piece of wood. Because this has gotta get broken down more. And broken down more it gets. And chuck a piece of firewood onto the pile. Granted, overall, this has been a really good day for this. Like, if I actually had an overcast day, this weather would have been perfect. Ooh. That did not want to split. Now it does. The music is too mellow. Need some rage rap. Ah. Yeah, I just need mellow music like myself. Eh. Let's just say one thing before I swing this axe. Okie dokie. Not what I was intending to happen. But still a somewhat funny result, nonetheless. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That was unnecessarily exciting. Oh, man. These are real nice, like, kindling started pieces. Man. Like that. That's a good little piece of getting started. Getting a fire going. What? Ah, love it. It's a good day in the wood yard. Let's get another piece of wood. Which, funny enough, I'm actually let's put it this way: my victim stockpile is getting smaller, which is nice. But 2 parallel strikes in a row. That's good stuff. Ha ha! Ew, it smells nasty. This wood got water in it. A little bit wet. One more. Or boy, hi. Whew. Darn it, I gotta throw wood now. Now, I'm in full sun, all that good stuff. Hydrate, 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 hydrate. Drink your water, kids. Wonderful. Man, that last one went really well. Let's see if we can keep it up. I gotta check the plants. You check your plants. I'm gonna have fun splitting firewood, Mr. Spock. This guy. Big knots, but they're on one side. Rest of the log doesn't seem too bad. We've got some rotten wood here. I suspect this is going to be a light challenge. That's also why I cut it as short as I did. So, let's see what we can do. Ooh. Oh. Oh, man. I got that one in there. Got that one really in there. Let's see if we can replicate that, but a little bit closer to the edge. That'll be a bit better. Ooh. Ah. Yeah. Man. This piece has got a lot of rot. This has got a lot of rot. Now, another thing when you're sending your axe into wood that's rotten a little bit, rotten wood will want to crush. It'll just crush compact. It won't necessarily split cleanly. So, I'm going to try and do what I can here and get this broken down a little bit more. So that's a bit better. That's a okayish size piece. Chops wood, laughs menacingly. Hey, you gotta match the vibes there, Zon. Gotta match the vibes of the activity you're in. You know? I mean, come on. Don't you want to laugh menacingly when you're like just like going to town on a boss in a video game? And just be like, who's the villain now? Oh man. Oh gosh, this is so much fun. Yeah, this was the best way to spend my Sunday morning. And you know what? Not even at the best part yet. Lumber fearsome. Well, you guys scare the lumber a little bit, man. You gotta intimidate it a little bit. You gotta put the fear of God in it a little bit. You can't let it think it's having a pain-free day. Ugh. So, this one, we have knots, lots of knots. but it's also pretty short. So, hopefully I can do some good damage to it. But I won't find out until I start throwing an axe into it. Lots of knots, fun. Hey, I gotta make this entertaining for both me and you guys. Real thin piece there. Ooh. Yeah. Real thin slice. Still good firewood though. Woo. Oh, the splits that's on the log? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's always good sound device there. But with all these knots, well, we got two compounding issues. Compounding issue 1, knots. Compounding issue 2, this wood, especially on the side that's up towards me, you see how it's like off color with this like water ring on it? Some of this wood here is rotten by a little bit. Kind of see how that rot actually comes down into the wood. Like, this actually is not heartwood. This is rotten heartwood. So, a little bit more of a challenge. But, you know, today's been going good. Today's been going really good. So, gotta embrace a little bit of challenge. Woo! So, big reason why the crack is not propagating. It's not propagating because rotten wood will compress more than wood that's alive. Which is why sometimes it's best to bust out the wedge. Hit the sledgehammer on it. That's a Texas 10 for good, buddy. Some wedge smacking. I have a goofy idea. Live split. You track your log splits. Hype speedrunning category. Oh gosh. I don't know if I want to. Done deal. I don't know if I want to speedrun wood chopping. Okay. So there are things called forestry games where people will like chop logs. Like I know there's like one style of competition where you stand on a log. You have your feet fairly far apart in like width, and you have to chop through the log as you're standing on it. I do truly wish to someday do a forestry game stream. However, though, there's one, a lot of liability, 2, a lot of danger, and 3, I'm gonna need a lot of wood. Don't know if I've got that much wood in me. You know? But I would like to do that. Just because, well, you know, I'm an ex-forestry major. Look at that. Look at that. We got through those knots. Not a problem. The corkscrew thing on the rim of an automobile is a good wood splitter. But the camshaft? I think you're talking about the camshaft. But I'm going to do a split like there. Also, Mr. Spock, I am a good wood splitter. I'm not a high-level expert, but I'm pretty alright at it. They rig up a corkscrew thing on the wheel. So, let's split this one more time. I think we'll be doing pretty good. So, that crack failed to propagate because these knots are resisting. I need to bring my strike further over. But hits like I just did showcase how rotten wood resists splitting. Because I hit it, my axe was literally in the full section of the rotten wood. Because rotten wood's rotten, the cell walls will just crush. They won't push against the cell walls they're next to. So I suspect if I can aim the center of my axe here, I should get a good split. And then once again, way too much of my axe is in the rotten wood. I got a little bit closer to where there's good wood. Man. For once, I'm consistent with my aim. Oy, oy. Not quite the visual result I wanted. Yeah. Still split. Still good. Still fun. So the idea is to get a cheap running vehicle, then rig up the corkscrew thing, hence cheap wood splitter. That's really good. Also seems like a very... Oh, sorry about that. Seems like a really egregious OSHA violation. Now, one of my earlier splits knocked my sunshade off. Well, knocked the shade off my iPhone. I gotta put that back. Because if the iPhone does not have shade, it will overheat. Sunlight and running VTube Studio is enough to get the iPhone to overheat. You don't need to add... I mean, granted, if you add a blacksmithing forge to the equation, yeah, it will just make it worse. Ask me how I know. Granted, it looks like the cloud cover is actually starting to build up a little bit, which is good. But I probably won't get like full cloud cover before I end stream. So, for now, we have this victim, we have that victim, and then I want to do a few splits off this guy. So, we've been splitting wood for close to 2 hours now. I like to think I've worked up a fairly good appetite, so we're going to do a few more pieces. Got a pretty good pile. I will actually show you the pile when we're done adding to the pile. So, we get a few more pieces of firewood split and cut up. And then we'll start making pancakes. This guy is a really naturally forming split right there. Good. Ha ha! That's the pop I want. That's what I want. Pile. Let's keep going. I'm sorry, X. I'm so sorry. Get mad at it. I'm not mad at it. I'm just getting into a flow of it. Just getting into a flow. Having some good wood splitting fun. Embracing the little voice in the back of my head that says, hey, violence is a good idea here today, Sugi. Violence is a wonderful idea. Don't shun that voice. Embrace that voice. Listen to that voice. Think of the forearms you will have afterwards. Think of the glorious forearms. Pretended zombies. Weak. Oh god, that was weak sauce. Better. Not how I wanted to bring that over. So this guy, this feller, right here, can be a bit of an oddball. As you can see, I got a hell of a slant on him. So, to bring my axe in perpendicular to my growth rings and my wood grain, get a little bit tricky. But I think with this in this position, should be pretty okay. Also, I do have a really big knot on that side. So, I'm gonna just do some swings, see how it wants to behave, and go from there. Okay. So this one is a side tree branch off the main trunk of the tree. Some of these guys can be, well, what's the nice word? Uncooperative? That seems like a nice word. So when you're in these uncooperative wood situations, you need to get the wood compromiser. It's typically called a steel wedge. And with the angle I have, it's actually just like really, really challenging to hit it dead straight. But it is splitting. Being really reluctant because it's being really resistive towards the base. Kind of was hoping it would be a little bit more cooperative. I think I might, let's see. Oh, well, we're over 2 hours. Second refill, yeah. But that guy I'm gonna back burner. Oh, man, oh, yes, 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 shade. Cloud cover! Yes, the clouds are forming. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, cloud cover. Sweet, sweet, glorious cloud cover. Ooh. Okay, so we're gonna get a little bit more of that water in me. And I'm gonna play with this guy a little bit. I don't fully intend to go full ham on them because we have a here and we got a pith here, and oh no, the sun's back out. No sunlight, a VTuber's greatest weakness. But I guess I'm the... Actually, wait a second. Am I the most resistant VTuber to sunlight? I mean, I've got a pretty good tan. You know what? I'll consider myself the most resistant to sunlight VTuber there is. Simply because of, well, I spend more time outside than the average VTuber, so my goal for this guy is we're going to take a couple splits off some of the good sides, which is going to be really everything over here should be pretty somewhat reasonable for me. And then it will get more difficult going this way. Should have a couple easy shots that way. I don't know how far I'm going to get into this. Honestly, I'm just going to have some fun with a slightly larger boy. And then once I have a little bit of fun with this, that'll be the wood splitting portion of today's activities done. So that's split. Another 420. Okay, sir. You take care of yourself. Ooh. Too far in? Now, I really like that spot. That second spot where I hit was good. And it's really for these larger boys is when I really like to break out the wedges. Because I like to use the axe to get things started. And then finish things off with the wedge. And remember, kids, get the sledgehammer out. The sledgehammer is out and is having a wonderful time. As wonderful of a time as I'm having. It is a wonderful time for Sledgehammer Coon. So, I'm going to step outside my tracking. You do a split on that. And there's that. See? My vape is at 30%. I think I'm... Actually, where am I at? 60? I'll say I'm at 60, because I still have plenty of energy left to give. But I'm definitely tired. Now, when you're working larger rounds like this, you really have to, like, position yourself around the material. You really got to line up with those growth rings. So, for instance, I got to come over here. And do that number. You know? And then you just kind of gotta, like, work your way around. That's, like, how you... That's how you work the bigger logs. You'll see a lot of people on YouTube try to just split the thing in half. Like, nah, man, that's the hard way to do it. I like working the edges. And then you can do stuff like that. I'm switching to the alien drawn live resin vape side. Okay. Look at that, Pete. So wide, so flat. So less wide, so less fat. Whew. Okay. So, with that, I think I am pretty sufficiently done on the wood splitting portion of today's activities. This has definitely been a really good day, as promised. Oh wow, that rag's dry. But yeah, there it is in its full glory. That's the pile of wood I splitted. That is all the wood I've split today on stream. So, I gotta say, that's actually a pretty good pile. That's probably it's at least 2 wheelbarrows. I know it's at least 2 wheelbarrows of firewood, so I'm pretty darn happy with that. So, let's see here. Okay. Blueberry pancakes time. I actually don't have any blueberries. These are just going to be like just straight regular pancakes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw the BRB screen on. I'm going to use the little homesteader's room because I gotta evacuate fluids. Been having too much of that beer, yo. And then I need to reposition my streaming setup for the campfire cooking part. So I'll throw the BRB screen on, and we will be getting back to it here shortly. See you all soon.
開催いたします。昨年度多くの負傷者を出し、角が欠ける程度の被害が出ている豆腐ハンバーグ問題につきまして、生ハゲ委員会主導のもと、大豆ダメ絶対キャンペーンを実施いたしまして、国民の鬼の皆様が間違えて接種せんよう、こちらの方針にてお知らせしていきたいと考えております。
Okay, I am back. Got a fire pit. I have a station to do some cooking on. And most importantly of all, I have my good friend Beer. Good old Beer. But yeah, sorry about the delay. This was definitely a bit of work to put together. But, you know, I wanna have a good day, you know? And speaking of good days, you know them. You love them. This is the #1 favorite reoccurring character on my streams, the propane torch. But I'm just gonna let it sit there and do its thing. Now, if you want to hear big big propane noises, you just gotta be set. You just gotta be like, hey, Sugi, we want the big propane noises. But for now, I'm gonna do this safely with a good steady draw of the propanes. Which actually, can I turn this up with the knob? Nah, that controls my throttle on the other thing. So I'm gonna hydrate with some beer while my campfire gets going. Okay. Okay. You think that was enough fire? Or do I need more fire? Oh, there's a bug on the computer. But for now, I'm gonna let that sit there. Ah. I think we can do another round of more fire. Okay. Now I'm getting hot. And that is the end of the torch. Ah, man, this has been a good day. So, funny enough, I'm actually using the drill press stand as my cooking surface because, well, I was getting ready for stream today, and I was like, man, I really need to, get another, like, working surface for this fire pit. Simply because the Blackstone stand works, but unfortunately that's where the forge sits, and the forge is also very heavy. And I also plan on making the forge heavier with additional insulation. I'm also going to grab some kindling for that. That fire pit can definitely use some kindling. Kindling will help it. Because that's what happens when you try to just straight make a fire with, like, large firewood. It doesn't always work out super well. No, it might be actually covering the limitations of... Actually, I thought that was burning reasonably enough. May have to get the torch out again. I wasn't expecting this. Well. There you are. That will do you, a little fire. So for today's pancakes, I'm using Kodiak cakes because I bought this stuff from Costco. Woo, smoky. You keep smoking fire, I might have to get a little bit more. Actually. Wow, that was actually the answer, was Kodiak cakes. Good old Kodiak cake. Get our full measuring cup. Woo! I'm gonna let that burn out because this is definitely a little bit too much heat for me to withstand. Wait a second. I turned you off. That's weird. Ah, there we go. That's off. Okay, so we got ourselves a nice roaring fire. We have pancakes. We got beer. Got all sorts of good stuff. All the good stuff. Except the ashes. We got a little bit too much ashes. Let's see. Let's see. For flapjacks, we want 1 cup of Kodiak mix plus a quarter, 3/4 of a cup of water. Let's see. I don't have enough table for you guys to see. I want to expand. I'm going to domain expand my table. You can kind of see a little bit more of, well, actually. One moment. Things I do for camera angles, man. There we go. I like that. That's reasonable. Okay. So, that's round a cup of Kodiak mix. Holy moly. This fire's putting out heat. Putting out a fair deal of heat. What I got fire poker for. That allows me to poke the fire a bit further away from me. Which kind of helps cool things down around me. Well, here's our pancake mix. I'm gonna grab my water. And I need to see the Imperial side. Need to be able to see the units I actually know. see. Okay, so we're gonna just add a little bit of this stuff. Actually, wait a second. It's the webcam. Oh. Webcam might be cut. That's fine. Yikes. I definitely feel it, though. Oh. And for this, I am mostly watching the consistency of my batter. Yikes. Oh, man. I screwed up. I got way too much fire. Way too much fire. Way too much fire, way too close to me. Because, like, even having my hand here, a little bit challenging. But I'm going to add a little bit more water to this, just to kind of get a slightly more runnier consistency on my batter. Should have bought a spatula, though. That's my screw up. Got a spatula. But I do think I have a good consistency with the batter. So the batter's good. So with the batter taken care of. Okay. I need to get my fire pit leveled out. Atsui! Otomo, atsui. Very hot, very hot, very hot. Okay. Now, skillet. Oh, one cast iron skillet. We are going to hit this up with a generous dollop of Kirkland brand olive oil. And I'm gonna also set the cast iron coon right here, the Dutch oven. The purpose of the Dutch oven is to absorb residual radiant heat from the fire, and as I make pancakes, I'm going to drop them in here. And that's gonna, and then this is gonna help keep those pancakes warm until it's serving time. And I'll grab handy dandy spatula. And hydrate. Please, hydrate. This weather is... If you're doing hot stuff in hot weather, definitely want to hydrate. I want to see you all taking care of yourselves. Okay. That's not too hot. Oh. I have my stein and put some beer in here. Since I can. Cheers! Ah! Now that's gonna just live off camera. Because... reasons. Oh, wow. Looking at the shade sail and it's... really... fire's actually putting out a lot of warm air. Okay. So I got some of my utensils. Ow! Ow! Oh! That was painful. That was a painful amount of heat. A little bit more substantial of a pancake. I'm just gonna clean that up with a spoon. Just like clean up my edge. Whew! Wowie! I am really glad I'm going in with somewhat low heat. Really, all I got is that one piece of wood there. Because I am trying to keep the heat manageable. I'll just let that cast iron warm up. Because there is this little bit of a heat shield here on this tray. So once this pancake is done, I'll transfer it to the Dutch oven and the Dutch oven will come off. And that should keep my food protected. Well, the point of having the Dutch oven on the fire is to provide additional heat. So it doesn't... so the pancakes are still warm when it comes to serve, because with this size skillet, I can only cook one at a time. Oh. Wow, I actually flipped that really too soon. I'm gonna have to go for a nice... might have to go for a nice char on the other side. But yeah, I should end up with 3 pancakes. Granted, I'm also going to end up with a nice little bit of deeply fried dough over there, but hey, you know what? Fried foods are good. Shucks, on my way to the... this looks interesting. The connection is bad, unfortunately. Really? Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, so I've dropped... yeah, so I do have some drop... yeah, I do... okay, so I do see I have some dropped frames. I will say, my setup is being probably, like, baked by the sun right now. That's actually why my VTuber model isn't moving, is... the iPhone is now in thermal over limit. But don't see myself dropping any more frames. Let's see this guy. Oh, we can cook that a little bit more. But yeah, unfortunately, that's also like the downside of how I do things. Is it's logistically difficult in all sorts of aspects, but also Garrus Harimaru. Garrus Harimaru. Hello and welcome in. But yeah, I'm waiting for this to cook. Then it will go into the Dutch oven. And then the Dutch oven will keep my pancakes warm while I cook the rest of them. But yeah, it looks like I actually... Because based off of how this one has cooked, it's being very slow. It's not cooking... It's cooking less thoroughly than... Okay, there we go. Nice little bit of light browning. That's what I want. Nice little bit of light browning. That will be perfect. Perfect. I'm going to kind of keep an eye on OBS and make sure I'm not dropping any more frames. Unfortunately, originally, I was expecting partly cloudy conditions for today. And those will not manifest for at least another hour. Because my setup has been basically being blasted by full sun for already 2 hours. Wait. Oh gosh, nearly 3 hours. Nearly 3 hours, so. Let's see. Ah, yeah. I like that. That is more than acceptable. Just yeet that into the fire. So. Granted, also I'm also on a hardwired connection. Which in the past has been pretty good. Okay. So I still have a pretty good drizzle of olive oil in my pan. So we'll go in and we'll start off pancake number 2. Get pancake number 2 going. I'm actually wearing a glove this time, so I can actually keep my hand over the fire. Yikes. Yeah. That's a good sized pancake. Ow. Oof. Big oof. Big fire to the face. Okay. Let's see here. How do I wish to do what I got going next? Because I want to make this dough touch runnier for my last batch. Because I forgot to grab a spatula. So I'm just gonna bring and up the water a little bit. That's gonna get me a slightly runnier dough. Oh yeah. Sorry, potatoes. I'm sorry for running the fire too close to you. Oh, actually, wait a second. Can I? Well, that breeze was certainly wonderful. Certainly refreshing. And now the iPhone's being baked by the sun, which is why the iPhone doesn't work anymore. Which, let's see. And I guess I'm going to have to really check out this VOD. Historically, I have not had... haven't had, like, real terrible issues with drop frames. That brand Pancakes, Sugi, old guys need roughage? Oh. Oh, if we're talking about roughage. Ah, come on. Just flipped. Ha ha! Yes! I like that. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's good. These are actually Kodiak. These are Kodiak cakes. As far as roughage, actually, you know what? There's 5 grams of fiber in a half cup serving. Nice cooking pan. Thank you. I threw the Dutch oven on the fire to warm up, hold some heat. That keeps the pancakes warm while I cook them. So we got pancake number 2. We're gonna do pancake number 3, and then we're done. Granted, I guess that person just literally popped in as soon as I had a whole bunch of dropped frames. Because, yeah. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, yeah. That's the underside of that. So, maybe a little bit light on the cook, but you know what? Fine by me. Fine by me. I don't mind a light cook. Okay. So. Grab. Good old olive oil, coon. And just look at that olive oil just get like so runny so quickly. Get a nice good coating on my pan. I have cast iron pans, but my mother they were my mother's and haven't used them since they passed. Ah, okay. Yeah, this was actually one of the cast iron pans I had laying around. And the Dutch oven was actually a Christmas/birthday gift? From my sister? I gotta say, cast iron's been really good around the fire pit. Cast iron is amazing around the fire pit. Okay, here we go. So that's the end of my batter. And now all I have to do is withstand smoke and then wait for my pancake to cook. Now, granted, I'm actually starting to get some nice breeze. Oh, yeah, that's a big cloud. That's a big cloud. That's a big cloud. Going in the right direction. Going towards the sun. I like it. Blueberry pancakes. I mean, blueberry pancakes are really good. I just don't have any blueberries lying around right now, so no blueberry pancakes. Also, to be perfectly honest, I'm admittedly kind of basic in a lot of my tastes. Ooh, 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 ooh. There we go. Saved it. Honestly, I just like I like basic pancakes. Like, now granted, I am going to be using actual good Canadian maple syrup for this. So, well, actually it says sourced from North America maple trees. Wait, are you not Canadian? Oh, okay. So it does say product of Canada. Good. I have 2 pints in the freezer. Waiting for blueberry pancakes. Oh, okay, nice. But yeah, okay. So this is actual Canadian maple syrup. It better be Canadian maple syrup because of how much I paid for it. I think this bottle was like close to $10. This is a little bit pricey. Okay. Get that there. Yes. I'm gonna check on this pancake. Originally, I was thinking I got the heat too high, but I actually think the heat ended up being too low. Yeah. And that actually looks like a kind of lower heat. But I'd rather be a bit too low versus too high. Too high of a heat, and then I've got other issues. But I will definitely say that this is probably going to be one of the last times I do campfire cooking for a while. Oh, Sugi, beware of counterfeit Canadian maple syrup. They mix it with corn sugar. Oh. Oh gosh. So I do like how the ingredient list for this just says ingredient, maple syrup, and just maple syrup. Also, it's definitely a lot more liquidy than corn syrup based maple syrup. And funny enough, the whole reason I actually bought that was I was at the grocery store and I was like, man, technically speaking, if you have a good source, then no problem. Yeah. Well, so private selection is Kroger brand's like Highline, like their premium line of products. So I fully expect this to be real Canadian maple syrup. Oh gosh, just had to deal with like an absolute unreal amount of smoke. Granted, I'm sorry about it, but I will complain every campfire cooking stream, and I will continue to complain every campfire cooking stream. Because there we go. There we go. Let's see. Can I turn you? Yeah. There we go. Get a little bit more of the action. But yeah, there we have it. Flapjacks. We've been doing some wood splitting. Been doing a lot of hard work. Can you please stop throwing smoke at me? Because I need to reach chat. Takes a long time to distillate maple syrup, yes. I think there was actually a VTuber who was actually doing it. I think Atropa Everwood. She actually... Please stop. I know the answer. The answer is just poke the fire. If the fire throws too much smoke at you, just poke it. That's the answer. That's always the answer. But yeah, Atropa actually did some actual maple syrup stuff. Oh, that was hot. That was hot. That was hot through a leather glove. But she was actually doing it, and she was just like, oh god, this takes forever. And I'm like laughing, being like, yeah, that's why I don't do it. Reminder as a kid in Quebec, eating the snow-cooled maple syrup. Oh, man. That sounds great. Oh, yeah. And we're also starting. It was heaven. I am sure that was absolutely heaven. So I'm going to finish this beer off before we actually start digging into this stuff. And I will say, we're finally reaching partly cloudy skies for today, which, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. And I have not dropped any more frames. I have not dropped any more frames, so that's a good. Okay. And the smoke. The smoke misbehaves. Granted, I will also reiterate that this is probably going to be the last campfire cooking stream for a while. Just because we're getting into the hot months. Looks dimmer. Yeah. That's because we have cloud cover forming right now, which is great. Which is really great. It really cuts down on the heat. But yeah, beer. Delicious beer. Touch this. Love. Because what I'm going to do is make myself more comfortable. When I stick the cast iron, well, the Dutch oven, on the fire, the Dutch oven blocks the radiant heat from me. And I stay a lot more comfortable. But yes, losing the sun is amazing. Ah. Yes. Okay. That's it. Enough delay. It's time to drizzle these bad boys. We've been doing some very hard work. And time to treat ourselves for all the hard work we've done. Could do a pizza outside cook. Maybe your forge to accommodate a pizza would be cool. I mean, so funny enough, I've actually made pizza twice. The skillet I've used, so the skillet I cooked the pancakes in, I used that as a Dutch oven once to make a pizza. And then after getting this Dutch oven, then actually getting a proper Dutch oven, I made a pizza in this. I made a margarita pizza. So I've done a cheese pizza and I've done a margarita pizza. Please stop throwing smoke at me. But yeah, pizza's amazing. Pizza's great. Definitely want to do more pizza would be good. Cheers. Okay. Enough dilly-dally. Let's get us some Kodiak cakes drenched in maple syrup. Oh yeah. After splitting firewood all day? Well, not all day. But doing like 2 hours of firewood splitting. Some pancakes with maple syrup. Definitely the ultimate. Like, oh yeah, this is a good day. This is a good day here. Man. Because thing is, I've done this stream before. But that was in February of last year. This was before a lot fewer people followed me then. And I only had one chatter who was my best friend. Yeah, I think it was just him during that stream. And I mean, it was still a good stream. I still enjoyed doing it. But like doing this again, it's like, yeah, I like yapping about wood. I like working with wood. And also, funny enough, this meal I cooked today was cooked on firewood I split on that previous stream. So, the firewood I split today is going to be wood that I will cook more pancakes on. So, do fully expect this to be like a once a year thing or a once every so often thing. I mean, it's been 14 months? 14 months since the last one? But yeah, this is good stuff. Like it's like there's a lot of fun in doing stuff like a lasagna. There's a lot of fun in like cooking a lot of things that have a couple steps, but to be able to like make pancakes where it's just like make batter, cook batter, and enjoy something that's like really straightforward and easy. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. I like it. It's very enjoyable. I'm trying to think. I'm just trying to collect my thoughts. But yeah, this has just been a good day. This has just truly been a good day. Also have gotten to watch quite a few birds. And it is fun to watch the birds. But yeah. So, these are pancakes, thoroughly drenched in maple syrup. After doing a good bit of chopping of the firewoods, it is good to be a man, do man things, and enjoy the man things. And by enjoy man things, both solid and liquid carbs. Both the solid and liquid carbs. Gotta appreciate all your carbs. Oh gosh, I want to make a carb food pyramid. That'd be fun. Yeah. Yeah, carb food pyramid. But the thing is, if I were to do a carb food pyramid, pancakes and beer would be at opposite ends. Like beer would have to be at the top because it's definitely in treat territory. But pancakes are definitely foundational. Also, I feel like I should make a beer with maple syrup. I've actually had a beer that actually had maple syrup in it. And also maple tree bark. It literally tasted like tree. And I loved it. But yeah. This was a good day. This is what good days are made out of. Yep. Okay. Let me see here. So, I'm not going to eat all these pancakes on stream because reasons. So, let's see here. Wait a second. I gotta wait. I gotta see this. Probably gonna get an ad. Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait. What? Nice. Okay, cool. Man, it's cool to see. It's cool to see dad class people doing dad class things. Okay. Let's see. Let me. Yeah. Yeah. This has been a good day. Okay. So, I'm not going to take up any more of your time. I will say, going forward, I'm probably going to be going a little bit light on streams because reasons. Mostly because life is busy. So, I'll have a schedule out eventually. Let's see. Honestly? Really? At the end of the day? Like, today was a really good day. Thank you very much to everyone who's tuned in. May you all have a great rest of your day, night, evening. Also, have a great Father's Day, especially to all the fathers out there. And with all that, thanks for tuning in. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.